Now, President Cyril Ramaphosa will today attend the African Union Africa Water Investment Program Water Summit 2025 at the Cape Town International Convention Centre. SABC News reporter Bulelani Phillip is on standby to give us the details on this one. Bulelani, good morning. Talk to us.
Good morning to you, Leanne, once again. And again, we're coming to you live outside the Cape Town International Convention Centre, where universal access to water is set to come under the spotlight at this summit. Of course, there is an investment gap on the continent every year of about $30 billion in infrastructure for water. And of course, the delegates at this conference will be looking at ways of funding infrastructure projects. On that note, we say good morning to Water and Sanitation Minister Pemmy Majodina, the host minister. Thank you so much for making time for us. For South Africa, what would be the key takeouts out of this conference?
Thank you very much to you, Bulelani, and the viewers at home. Each and every corner of this continent, there is water shortage because water has not been elevated as a priority number one across the continent. It is against that background that in the United Nations General Assembly, they then been said we must ensure that we host each and every continental summit. South Africa was then requested by AU to host this conference on behalf of the continent because we want to close the gap in terms of funding, because water is not funded. Water and sanitation are the key pillars of development as well as socio-economic prosperity of each and every country. We as this country, South Africa, we intend to ensure that when this conference closes or the summit, there is a clear declaration that all heads of state, they are going to influence the budgeting around water. But today they will be making a call to all financiers that they must invest in water. If we are to grow Africa, we must invest in water. There is no other way that you can have a country that is developing, a continent that is developing, which has no water and proper sanitation. We want sustainable water provision. Hence, government cannot do it alone. All governments cannot do it alone. We need investors. They are going to make pledges here. We've already packaged close to 38 projects where we are saying to investors, here are bankable projects. Fund, put your money where your mouth is, because water is where money is needed.
Let's look at some of the projects locally, looking at the controversial Giyani water projects. Only about 23 of the 55 villages have received the water reticulation. There is an outstanding 31 villages that still needs to benefit under that scheme. You need 3 billion rand for that. Give us the time frames and how you're going to be able to raise that 3 billion.
We have already budgeted in terms of the fiscus. We are getting some percentage in fiscus to complete that project of Giyani. Already 25 villages are connected, so we will be going there soon. But we have went out to financial markets. We have already secured about 23 billion in terms of the 15 critical big projects, which are the dams that we outlined during the budget. So it's not easy, Bulelani, I must say, but if our investors are coming in, then it will be easier for all of us to carry this issue of water together. It is a burden, but the economy is growing, the population is growing, and therefore you must be able to match the growing population and giving more water resource like dams. That is why we're building so many dams.
Lastly and quickly, the water mafia. Are you on top of that as the department?
You know, that one is terrible. Water mafias are killing this country. Water mafias must be treated and be charged for treason because they are sabotaging the entire continent. In South Africa, we have seen that there is a syndicate of that, but we are working very close with security agencies that they must pay for their sins. They are they are destroying the infrastructure. And when they destroy infrastructure, then municipalities will be subjected to tender for their water tankering. And that is not good. Municipalities cannot sustain that. It's very expensive. But those are criminal activities that must be condemned by all of us.
Thank you so much, Pemmy Majodina, Water and Sanitation Minister. We'll be back at 8 o'clock, Leanne, where we will be talking to the Water Commission of South Africa. On that note, we cross back to you in studio.
All right, thanks very much, Bulelani. We'll cross in with you again and see who you've got for us as a guest. Now,